experiment with your experience. There's a lot of wisdom and information out there, and many of us spend a lot of time gathering this information, almost to the point of overload. However, what many of us fail to do is apply the information that we gather. We're so hungry for more knowledge that we take in a steady stream of data, information, ideas, philosophies, concepts, and yet we don't take the time to actively apply them to our life. So this is when you don't see changes. You may even begin dismissing some of the things that you've read that really resonated with you because you didn't take the time to apply it, so you dismiss it and say, this doesn't work. You're not going to see any real change or transformation in your life and your outside life until you take the time to apply some of the stuff that you're finding out there. So your life is basically, I look at it as an experiment. My life is my experiment. This mentality gives me the flexibility, the fluidity to move in and out of concepts and try them out. Nothing is absolute. Nothing is my truth until I've tried it and seen the outside effect that it has on my life, or the inside effect. So let's take a look at some of the different things that we might apply this concept to. Your body. How important is exercise and diet? How are you going to know if you keep eating and doing the same thing day in and day out? So you might say, this exercise makes me uncomfortable. I don't like having to carve that time out of my schedule. I don't like going to a gym. I don't own a bicycle. And you've got a list of excuses not to exercise, even though you know inherently that it's extremely important. Give yourself a time frame, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, a month. Usually 30 days is the best to form a new habit. Tell yourself, I've sat on the couch long enough. I sit in front of my computer X amount of hours a day going through YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. I'm going to take 1 hour a day for the next 30 days. I'm going to challenge myself to see and experiment how much better is exercise actually going to make me feel. At the end of the 30 days, you can then evaluate. This is me not exercising, and this is me exercising. I'm not going to tell you either way how to feel about it. That's up to you. Same thing with your diet. You know, we're obviously all becoming very conscious of what we put in our body is of extreme importance. However, are you going to go from having a diet of, you know, sirloin steak, baked potatoes loaded with butter, McDonald's for lunch, to eating all raw foods, vegetarian, vegan style? No. You have to start introducing these new foods, these more pure foods into your diet slowly. And you don't go extreme. You say to yourself, okay, today I'm going to eliminate all red meat, and I'm going to really try to eat as much fresh fruits and vegetables as I possibly can. And I'm going to see the difference in how I feel. How do I feel when I eat this? You know, then the next day go out and get yourself, you know, if you want an extra value meal at McDonald's. See the quality of the fuel that you're putting in your body and the difference in the way that your mind operates and the way that you feel. This is what instills real change and transformation. You have to experiment. Many of us deal with addiction. And addiction to me is nothing more than there's a spectrum. There's enjoyment of something on one end, and then there's addiction, which is the overindulgence of something at the expense of all the other things in your life. It creates a great imbalance. So instead of trying to completely eliminate the thing that we are overindulging addicted to. Give yourself space from it. Currently, I am working on not drinking alcohol. I always enjoyed my couple of glasses of wine at the end of the night. And of course, through much of my research, I've realized this really is a pattern of behavior that I am changing. But I don't have such an extreme outlook on it. I'm not saying I'm never going to have another drink. I'm not saying that alcohol is bad. I'm saying I'm going to give myself the gift, the space, to see how I feel with alcohol removed. And right now I'm 2 weeks in, and I feel amazing. This is what will keep me from going back to my old pattern of behavior, not because someone else told me that it was bad for me or that it's, you know, somehow a negative thing in my life. It's me experimenting with it and saying, let me see for myself. Let me try this on for size and see how I feel about it. None of the information that you are privileged to have read so far, to have heard, is going to do you any good unless you apply it. I know it can be overwhelming, many of us that are going through this evolutionary process. There is so much information out there on what we're supposed to be doing, on how to do it right. And I would just like to add to this dialogue that's going on that doing it right is relative to you. This is your experience. Experiment with it. Play with it. Have a good time. Nothing is absolute. You just have to be willing to have the will and the intention to apply, apply, apply. Document your results. See how you feel. And this is what paves the way to true transformation. I'd also like to add here, take it one step at a time. Don't try doing a complete overhaul on yourself in all areas. You're not going to be able to do it. It's too much. I believe that the foundation, the root, is your body, your vehicle. Start there. It's basic. It's simple. Start experimenting with your diet. Any external substances that you are taking in that maybe could be eliminated. Are you meditating? This is another huge one. Don't try meditating for an hour a day to begin. Shoot for 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, 5 to 10 minutes before you go to bed. Start small and build. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, neither is your awakening. Neither is your evolution. It's laying a solid foundation, laying those building blocks and building them one piece at a time. However, how can you know what bricks to lay if you aren't investigating them, if you aren't trying them out? It can be so much more simple than we realize. That's what I've discovered and wanted to share with you this morning. Experiment, play, apply. And you will find this process, I believe, not only easier, but a lot more enjoyable. And isn't that the point? So I hope you all have a happy Friday. Namaste.